Hello everyone, it's Isabella here and welcome back to the channel. Hello everyone and happy Halloween. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday, a wonderful Halloween. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not doing a damn thing today. No, for real though, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please be safe. I'm so excited that today is the day. But of course, on brand for Halloween, we are gonna be reacting to a No Shame Sales Game entire compilation video. So, Colleen Nichols from No Shame Sales Game apparently using her father's death as a sales pitch and a lot of really messed up stuff. I know, trust me, it's gonna be rough. So before we hop into today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell button down below. Without further ado, let's get into it. Before we get into all the goods, I want to talk about my absolutely favorite perfume brand, Dossier. So if you guys don't know, Dossier is an incredible brand that I have been using for months and months now that has literally added to my obsession of perfumes. Dossier creates replicas of really high-end expensive perfumes at an affordable price that you guys can have access to. So I love this brand so much, and I want to talk about 3 perfumes that I've been recently reaching for with this month of October and talk to you about why I've been absolutely obsessed with them. First of all, I've got to talk about this floral sandalwood. This one is more of a mature one. It's absolutely delicious. Pear, tangerine flower, violet, has jasmine, musk, and amber. It gives you like that luxury scent that's not too sweet, but it's absolutely amazing. Now this one, floral rose. I love this one. Again, this is literally exactly how it's described. It smells like rose. I love a good rose perfume because it's so romantic and yummy. Not too strong, not too sweet. It's a good balance of a rose scent. So if that's your vibe, I would highly recommend this. And this is Ambery Cherry. Apparently this is a replica for Tom Ford's Cherry. Oh my gosh, the way I never thought I would be obsessed with a cherry scent. This is delicious. This is literally my favorite one out of the 3 right here. So for all of my viewers on here right now that want to test out Dossier, it's a great gift coming up with this holiday season, or again, it's just good in general. I love this stuff. You guys can use my code Isabella Lanter 10 for 10% off of your order today and go and shop tons of their brand new scents. Additionally though, Dossier is absolutely amazing because if you've never shopped with them before at all, they want to offer you additional discounts. So you can use my code on top of their new customer 20% discount, which literally gets you up to 30% off on your first purchase, which is incredible. And then another thing that I absolutely love about Dossier is if you want to buy 1, 2, 3, or even more of the perfumes that I have mentioned currently or before in my previous videos, and you guys will get even more savings as you purchase more. Another great thing that I absolutely love about Dossier is where you can actually get a $10 bonus for simply shopping. All you have to do is just click at checkout, pay with catch, and you are able to get additional bonuses simply from shopping through Dossier, which is amazing in itself. And then also another thing that I really love to talk about, probably one of my favorite things about Dossier, is if I have a perfume that I've tried before that I wasn't vibing with, it wasn't really for me, you can simply return it for free. No big deal at all, which I love. They are all about making their customers happy. And then again, additionally, they are very, very active about being a very low waste company. So they have it to where if you return a product, it is not going to waste at all. It is actually getting donated. Go now in the description below and shop with them today and use my code Isabella Lanter 10. And thank you so much for Dossier for partnering with me on today's video. Again, another recap. If you guys actually have not seen a lot of my No Shame Sales Game content, I'm going to have a series that I actually have been making for the past several months now down in the description below, where we talk about the problem with No Shame Sales Game. This is an Instagram account that's pretty much dedicated to changing the game of multi-level marketing companies. There's truly no way to actually do that. However, her goal is to take the ick out of it. However, we've seen a lot of major problems with her. For example, promoting a lot of false information, false potentials with earning capabilities for multi-level marketing, and so much more. Not to mention, this woman has actually had a major problem with me before, as she has actually messaged me about my content because she thought it was very disrespectful and messed up. Nonetheless, though, there's a lot of issues that I really recommend you guys looking over with the previous content. She has posted up a lot of content that has a lot of misinformation, and with that, though, she has been very inspired to where she has a community that she has made to where you can purchase a subscription, which is I think around $360 for an entire year, where you apparently get specialized training for multi-level marketing. Now, again, it doesn't really matter what type of training you get. The numbers of failure rates across the board for multi-level marketing companies are still replicated. So again, I do not have an sort of faith with her stuff. However, she is going to be pitching to us her community in this video, and the way that she does it is shocking.
Hello friends, for those of you who I do not yet know, my name is Colleen Nichols and I am the heartbeat behind No Shame Sales Game and Direct Sales Growth Community. And today I'm going to talk to you really quickly because I tried to make this a reel, but I can't say it in exactly 90 seconds, so let's just see how it goes. I was going to show you a picture and I'll post it in my stories or hopefully make it the cover photo of this, but it's a photo of me sitting in my kitchen on a makeshift stage with my ring light and all the things. a week and a half before this photo was taken, and I'm sitting here trying to psych myself up. So a week and a half before the photo, my dad had been in the hospital for a week and a half. He had to undergo an emergency surgery that ended up being too much for his body to handle. He spent the next week and a half barely waking or eating, and I spent the week and a half every day in the hospital with him. And I hate hospitals. The day before this photo was taken, I was the first one in my family to get to the hospital, and I sat next to his bed, and he didn't wake up, but I said to him, I am about to give the biggest training of my career, and I am so nervous, and I hope that you don't mind, but I'm going to be sitting on my phone taking some notes. And that's what I did. The next morning, the day of this photo, I sat there in my kitchen trying to psych myself up to press go live in my company's largest consultant training platform. And I had this exact moment on my vision board.
Let's pause this right here because I want to talk about this. First of all, I want to get this out of the way because even though I do not like what Colleen is doing, I am not a horrible human being. And I want to be very clear when I say that I do want to share my condolences for her and her family and the loss of her father, that I can't even imagine experiencing losing a parent because, again, I won't have to probably experience that for a long time. Please, crossing my fingers. It's got to be a very heartbreaking thing to go through. I can't even imagine. But what I want to talk about is I think this is a very sad replication of what the MLM industry does to you. She's talking about how she is in the hospital with her father and he's not doing very good in this certain situation, how she was preparing for going live for a training in her company. Now, here is my first thing. I don't know how this happened. I don't know if she approached the people. I don't know if she felt like she had no choice. I really don't know. She's in Rodden Fields, I believe, is the MLM that she's a part of. But what I would like to say though is don't know why they wouldn't reschedule that training. I genuinely, because when I think about it, if I were to message my boss, which I actually remember previously when I had to do that for emergencies, she was like, got you, good to go. Now, again, I know not every 9 to 5, for example, is very kind. However, majority of the time, there is some more leniency of family emergencies and things like that, which thank God there should be. And with a family emergency such as that, people should be able to reschedule very, very important big things because there is somebody that is in a hospital bed right now. And what really irks me is we have the concept of multi-level marketing that essentially frees you from the 9 to 5 world. They label the 9 to 5 world as absolutely horrible, dangerous, and it doesn't provide you as well as an MLM could. And oh, well, you don't have time freedom and all. And while yes, there's some negatives with 9 to 5s, we have to also understand that there's stability with that. And there's a lot of things that you are able to do to where you can leave work if you have a major family emergency or something like this happen. And what I think is very misleading is when we go on about multi-level marketing companies and we claim that it provides you a lot of time freedom, because even Colleen Nichols, who has claimed that she has made almost $1 million off of her DSG or whatever she wants to call it community and made probably a decent amount in her MLM, she is still having to show up to a training even during the time that her father is dying. That is very, very upsetting. And again, I'm sorry, but for me, there's no way in hell I would have hopped onto a Zoom call or a training. Training some people in an MLM does not at all equate to the value and significance of being there when a parent or somebody is passing away or struggling in the hospital. That's a hell no for me. And so while it's like I'm upset that she felt that this was okay to do, I do feel for her because I feel like there are some aspects of the pressure of the MLMs that made her feel like she needed to do this still. And that's just really messed up. And this is a beautiful example of how the multi-level marketing industry does not truly provide all that time freedom, because when you think about a family emergency, you would want to take that time off. How is this time freedom to not be forced to have all these obligations essentially when you technically are getting onto a training and you can't reschedule it and you're still doing it when somebody is literally struggling in the hospital?
For over a year, right? It was a huge, huge deal to be invited to train. And it was 4 years ago, and I trained on the importance of being your genuine, human, authentic self on social media. Not much has changed. It lasted 28 minutes. I hit end and I walked out the front door and went to go see my dad for the last time. I got the call the next morning that he had passed away, and at the same time, I was getting friend requests and messages and people wanting to buy stuff, and my team was rocking and rolling, and I was on my way to the funeral home. I tell you this story because it's not a coincidence that my vision board moment happened on the day that it did. It's no coincidence that I talked about the training that I talked about. People rarely, it's very rare to find someone who can teach you how to walk through grief and sadness and happiness and relief and all the things at the same time in life, let alone on social media. And that's what I do. So I have people say, I'm on here telling you this because I just happened to see this photo. And I saw my friend Allie Reeves post, and it is for those of you who say, I want to join DSGC. I want to work with you. I want to do all this stuff.
And there is where the predatory bullshit kicks in. I think we can agree that we can have some sort of feel bad for her moment for going through all the stuff, but yet we can also point out the fact that this is a very problematic pitch, because now all of a sudden, immediately going from talking about a very traumatizing experience, which is again very emotionally triggering for many people who will see this, and it will evoke a need or a want to not waste time. She's essentially trying to talk about this concept that we actually find in pyramid schemes and cults, talking about, well, time goes by so fast, time goes by, like you are going to miss out on something, or you don't have a lot of time in this world. And so immediately she uses this as a way to get people to join her MLM community. That is not okay. That is literally like me sitting here talking about losing somebody very close to me, which I have. I literally had someone I lost at the beginning of this year, and it was absolutely heartbreaking. I was completely just like, I was mentally checked out. And that would be like me getting on YouTube and saying, hey guys, my friend passed away, but using that situation to say, God, some of you guys have not joined my YouTube membership, which I don't even have, but like, you guys haven't done that. You know, you don't have a lot of time in this world. You should. You see how nasty that sounds? This is nasty. That is not normal. It's one thing to just use your experience like this and say, guys, live your life to the fullest, hug your loved ones, that kind of stuff, fully understand. But she is using this to pitch her MLM community. Like, what?
You act like you have time, and you act like that the world has to align before that vision board moment can happen, because that's bullshit. I had this huge vision board moment while things were crumbling down around me, and I was able to exist in both sadness and grief, and also happiness and being really proud of myself. So I know that happened for a reason. Okay. So, and it's just 4 years later, I'm now sitting here having this realization that this is why I do what I do. Because when you're a human on the internet, sales, people joining your team, that's a natural byproduct of you.
Okay, that's also very false. Just being you is not necessarily a natural byproduct of someone joining you. Can it be a natural byproduct of being really on the internet as people want to connect with you and follow you? 100%. But spending money and investing into a multi-level marketing company is a bit of a different story. It's not necessarily about you, it's about what you can offer to everyone else, what the MLM or product can offer to people. Most of the time it is money, financial stability, as you so-called discuss and display how MLMs can offer for people, which is completely false for the majority of people. This is very icky to me, and I'm very uncomfortable with the fact that she felt so good with doing this. And I'm sorry, but I'm really tired of some people using predatory stuff and calling it being real. Again, I am literally all about being real. That is literally something I've been super inspired to be on all of my platforms, is being realistic, talking about struggles, mental health, and everything, but have some common courtesy and taste and respect with it. That is also something you have to be cautious of when you approach these types of conversations. But using a very emotionally triggering situation and saying, well, you don't really have a lot of time, and like, I had a bucket list moment and everything was crumbling around me. And again, you had your bucket list moment, great, but I'm also heartbroken that she lost her father. But using it as a pitch to join an MLM and talking about MLMs in this way, what?
Being you on the internet. So we can talk about, reels and strategy and all that stuff, but if you're not you, it doesn't matter. So I don't know. I've had too many messages of people saying like, I want to, but it's not the right time. I don't have the magical amount of money in my bank account, whatever.
Okay, and that is what we call Colleen being out of touch with reality. She's like, I've had too many messages of people saying, well, I don't have enough time or I don't have enough money. those are valid reasons and excuses. She, I think, has fallen into her own bullshit where she is pretty much thinking that it's okay then for her to go onto a training still and not take advantage of her so-called time freedom. And so she essentially wants to push that mentality onto other people, in my opinion. I'm sorry, but stop telling people that it is wrong for them to say that they don't have enough money. If I have a friend that wants to live a certain way or do certain things, and when I vocalize maybe my financial situation, I'm like, hi, I'm not dropping a couple $100s on this because that's too expensive for me. Or again, I would rather put that money to something else. Those friends should respect me and not be mean. And if they aren't respectful, I'm not friends with them, period. And so it's ridiculous to me how you sit there and think that that's absolutely normal to berate someone for, well, you don't have enough money. People don't have enough money. And you're guilt tripping someone for not being able to afford your DSG community or whatever you want to call it. Not having enough time, that is a valid reason. Like, again, Colleen has made stupid money off of what she's doing now. She can sit back and have more assistance, more help. She can afford hiring someone to help her out with something or hiring groceries to be delivered, childcare, a lot of stuff that a lot of people do not have access to. Most people do not have access to all of these convenient things and do not have the money to afford those convenient things. So therefore, they have more freedom and time freedom to do X, Y, and Z. So it's a very, again, privileged and out of touch mindset. And something I really notice is a lot of these top leaders, the more that they grow, the more out of touch with reality that they get. And again, that can go for a lot of people, right? That can go for a lot of people in any industry. But the out of touchness and ignoring actual real world problems and reasons for why people can't join your fucking community is unreal to me.
You're worth it, and you don't have all the time in the world. And also the life that you think is gonna, the way you think life is gonna look before you can invest in yourself or do you, it's never going to be that way. So take a leap and take massive action or stop talking about it. All right?
That's another thing I would like to say. The concept of taking massive action or don't do it all, I think is very bullshit and really ridiculous because people can take some sort of action and slowly get to their dreams on their own timeline. You don't have to do crazy, crazy big things in order to be progressing. You did the little things that you needed to go towards your goal. They might not be big, but they're towards it. A step is a step. Baby steps are still considered steps, and your journey is your journey. So she has this very toxic mentality because instead of encouraging people to be on their own journey and figure out their own journey like you should encourage anyone in any industry, you're like, well, take big steps or just don't talk about it at all. This is gross. Anyways, that was shocking to say the least. Now here is the next one that we're going to talk about.
I have something to say and I don't think anybody's going to like it. It is really easy for network marketing to look like a fucking cult.
Huh. Wonder why. You know, like what we just watched that you actually posted up later after this video, that sounded culty, but okay.
And I get it. You're at the company convention and the lights are going, the music's pumping, everyone else has their phones out. They're like, content, this is fun. Or you're on a company trip and everyone's by the pool, but ain't nobody a professional dancer. But they're like, yeah, let's make a reel, And then you post it. People who are watching your content that actually matter are the ones who aren't in network marketing. And they're watching this stuff thinking, what the fuck is going on? So next time you're having fun, I just want you to consider, what would somebody who's not in network marketing think? Would they think I have to be a pool dancer? Would they think I have to go to company conventions? Would they think if I don't earn a car, I'm not cool? Like, we want to be talking to the people who aren't in yet. And we're just doing a real good job of making it look like a cult. Just because everyone else is doing it doesn't mean that it's right.
Okay, this is the one time where I actually will agree with her on this, is yes, it is very easy for it to be looking like a cult. I'm sorry, but I have a full faith and believe that it is a cult. MLMs in general. Every MLM individually, I think, is their own culty way and, act, again, with how they shun people from leaving, how they do a lot of information control. They have an us versus them mentality. They are very manipulative with their information and all this other stuff. I truly think that it is a cult. Very hard to remove the cult mentality and everything when the higher ups and leaders pressure you to keep up this stuff. Again, we have higher ups and leaders that we've actually reacted to who have been very adamant about keeping a lifestyle, keeping a look, dressing a certain way, acting a certain way even, and posting in certain ways. So it's hard for you to fight against that and change the narrative and be a little bit different when you have uplines that are pressuring you to act that way. You literally have uplines, for example, who are like, you need to go to convention. That's really important. So that is an important thing. You can't really change that, for example, because they always push that, or you have to show up on these Zooms all the time. If you miss it, then you're a bad leader or you're a bad person in your business and you're not showing up. Those are things that are said all the time. So I get what she's saying, but she needs to look at what's in front of her. That's my problem. She needs to actually look at what's going on right now. Look at the problems with it. You can't change something like this so seriously that has so many problems inside of the system and so many people who are continuously feeding the problems inside of the system. Okay, so we're going to be reacting to another video as well that says, what are you overthinking?
Hello. For those of you who I do not yet know, my name is Colleen Nichols and I am the heartbeat behind No Shame Sales Game and Direct Sales Growth Community. And today I want to kind of chat with you and see where your head is at, personally, like individually. As you know, I work with a lot of people here on Instagram. I work with thousands of women in my community, and one of the most common, most expensive endeavors or energy sucks that I know people to be falling into is the act of overthinking. It's every week I do an office hour in DSGC where we talk about different topics, and 9 times out of 10 someone is saying, I might be overthinking this, but, or here's my problem, I might be overthinking it, but, like, tell me, like, if you're watching this and able to talk to me live, like, are you somebody who overthinks? Because, oh, my sweatshirt, it's from Lily Pulitzer. Yeah, I always overthink. Okay, Michelle, thanks. So it's one of those things where I see it, especially in us as network marketers, I'm overthinking what to post. I'm overthinking how to say what I want in my stories. I'm overthinking how to show up in my business. Am I being too much?
So one thing I actually want to talk about that I really like is I like how she's talking about overthinking. Again, I will acknowledge when things are good or positive. I think that it's good for her to acknowledge the fact that there's a lot of overthinking involved with MLMs. However, let's talk about the source of the overthinking. So I know a lot of people are overthinking. I'm someone that will do that as well. Like, I'll be like, oh my God, was this edit cool enough? Was that, like, all of that stuff? I understand. However, there's a very specific type of anxiety I think that is formed inside of a multi-level marketing company. Honestly, I think with MLMs, it becomes, I like to think of it like a spider web of things that you always have to focus on consistently, and it is too much for most people, and it's insane. And that's also why I talk about how there is a lack of time freedom, because of the amount of things you need to do in order to have the opportunity, the literally 1% chance opportunity of having decent money. And so with that, we're talking about like products, for example. If you always have to make sure you keep up with the products, I mean, I'm in literal group chats where they're always talking about flash sales, how to talk about a product, and it's very frequent. And again, compared to what I do for a living right now, what they're doing is so much more overwhelming, I think. But at the end of the day, like, they're not getting paid for it. They're literally going on talking about products. They have to keep up with new product launches. They even have to purchase the products because they want to make sure that they have a product that they can physically talk about on hand. They have to have some product knowledge. Some of them don't even have all product knowledge, so therefore they are indirectly being misleading. Then we also have it to where they have to show up to certain meetings and trainings, which can happen several times throughout the week, which can be a very, very busy thing for people, which again, having the anxiety of, shit, did I miss one? And it doesn't help at all when you have uplines that are sitting there being like, hey, which we've reacted to an Arieyl one like a couple of days ago actually that said this, where, oh, if you're not showing up to these, then like you're not actually showing up for your business, and like that's your problem, that's your fault. That already instills some additional anxiety and fear into people, because not only are they like, oh shit, I have to take care of products, but then I also have to make sure that I show up for these meetings. Then self-development, that's another huge thing. People have a huge pressure on them because of uplines that are talking about self-development is the way that I got there. That is is a lie. Majority of the people in MLMs, the reason why they got to the top is because they were either there first or they were able to recruit insane amounts of people and be exceptionally slimy to get there. So therefore, they are able to do well. It had nothing to do with self-development, because let's be real here, a lot of uplines that are self-aware, they don't have any sort of actual good self-development because they would actually be decent and considerate, empathetic human beings. So there's the pressure of sales, going on trainings, self-development, and listening to podcasts all the time. Then there are conventions and trips where you have pressure in order to go to those. Convention is heavy because they want people to show up and be there. There's additional anxieties as well because the money you're pumping out. You have to make sure that you stay active in these MLMs. You have to also make sure that you have enough money for convention. Or if you hit a certain rank that allows you to go to a trip, but it's not fully covered, you still need to pay money to go to that as well. And think about that. That's like some of the surface level stuff that I'm talking about. There's many other aspects and things connected to this that aren't including you running a downline, you training people, you doing all these things. That is literally making me anxious to talk about it. So when she's like overthinking, there is again a spider web of things that you have to focus on and connect to and keep up with that is exhausting, not including cold messaging, recruiting new people, etc. Do you see how much of a mouthful that I just told you guys? How can you not overthink when you are a part of that? I don't think we talk enough about how mentally draining and exhausting it is. So no wonder so many people are a part of her like GSGC or whatever the fuck it's called community talking about overthinking, because they have so much pressure on them and they're scared of messing up because there is so much pressure on so much to do.
Like, it's one of those mistakes that I see people making all the time in this industry. And like, I think, and I said this at Unconventional in June, my event, that like, I think that overthink is the number one thing that is keeping most women from their greatness. Because what would happen if you just like did it? What if you just got on your stories? What if you just did a live? And when I was with Shauna last week, I got on my story. She was like, "Oh, you really don't think about it." I was like, "No, I really don't. Like, I just get on and I talk, whether it's in my stories, on live. I don't think about it, because when I think about it, there's so much that could go wrong, right? There's so much that I could fumble over. Some of it is all imagined. Some of it's probably real. Like, oh, maybe I should change my outfit. Maybe I should look a little more put together. Maybe I should, all the things. Maybe I should spend more time making my Instagram look a certain way. But maybe not, because this works, right? So, okay, I'm looking at Renee. They tell us so many ways to do our business, so we want to try it. Because what if it's the way I can grow? Yes.
Oh my God, yes, I love that. So she just read off a comment where they were talking about how, well, so many people tell us so many different ways of running our business. Exactly. There are so many different trainings and so many different leaders with different like word vomit ways of describing it to you. It is emotionally exhausting. So many leaders across the board for MLMs aren't always on the same page. They have a different vibe or aesthetic or way of talking or whatever the case may be. And again, like what I said previously, that is literally a snippet. I could go on and on and on of the things that are involved with this and with MLMs that are horrible and create people to be more anxious, overthinkers, and feeling not good enough and inadequate. It is horrible. So genuinely, most people that join in, it is not your fault. There's so much happening. You can't get through it all. It's horrible.
Because there's so many options. Absolutely. So yeah, it's just one of those things that, so anyway, Shauna and I are doing this workshop tomorrow called the Overthink Detox. And this is where we're going to go through all of this stuff in detail, like identifying the type of overthink that you have and solutions based on the type of overthink.
I don't like that at all. I'm sorry, but I truly think Colleen is at a point where she's doing anything as a workshop to make money and get people to join her shitty ass community. That's just my belief, because identifying the type of anxiety or overthinking that you have, that is not going to do anything. What's going to help people is sitting them down and pointing out every little bit and avenue of the MLM. And honestly, I don't think they want people to do that, because if they broke down the entire spider web in all the work that they have to do and what they're dealing with in comparison to the actual payout, most people would probably realize that what they're a part of is bullshit. And so trying to be like, oh, well, you're overthinking and this is like how to cope with it and slightly power through, that's not going to help anything. again, it's not the person that is at fault. If so many people are dealing with this consistently, the system is the fault and problem. How do you expect people to flourish and do well in any sort of quote unquote business setting if everything that they have to do and the pressures that are put on them are seriously unrealistic? It's not their fault that they're overthinking. It's the fact that they're a part of a system that is making them overthink and be miserable.
Have hard, like, real truth bomb conversations about it. Okay? And we're going to give you tried and true steps. All of the things. There's going to be a replay. There's going to be a hypnosis track. But, like, you could...
A hypnosis track? Okay. I am all about meditation, hypnosis. That's cool. That's a vibe. On your own time, though. Hypnosis for MLM advice? Are we okay? Do I need to call someone?
You could pay a coach a lot of money to help you through your overthink. And sometimes I think that that's really valid. Not poo-pooing that. But I also know a lot of people don't have $5,000 to, like, drop on an overthink journey, right? I know that to be true. So to make it available for $97 or 2 payments of $49.
Oh my God. So she's selling this overthinking thing for almost $100. Oh my God. There is no need. There is no, if you, and here, this is something I'm going to be super duper real on. There is no need for you to be charging random shit for an overthinking detox and crazy amount of money for an overthinking detox. This is, again, equivalent to a YouTube video. If you really care about making things affordable, this is something I will say to the day I die. If you know how to grow social media, if you know how to do well, if you've done it once, you can do it again. That's my thought process. She has a platform, right? All she has to do is make a YouTube channel and talk about all of her advice so people can have access to it for free, and she gets paid simultaneously all the time. She can make that video, not touch it again, and make money off of it. She clearly has people that will watch this stuff. I'm just saying, fuck what she's doing. But like, seriously though, like, she could do that to where it is accessible for people. That is why courses and self-help stuff is bullshit. And that's why you should be listening to stuff that's actually free and accessible on YouTube for social media, for self-help, all of that kind of stuff, because this is ridiculous. So she's charging $100 for a overthinking detox when she could simply make an entire great series on YouTube for free for every single person to have access to. I'm sorry, but this is screaming, I am money hungry and I actually really don't care.
It feels good, and it feels like this is going to be a thing that, like, people really can get out of their own way. And that's what we want for people. Missed it. When is this again? It's tomorrow. Yep, you can click the link in my bio. You can sign up there. If you're in DSGC, you have a discount link in our community. Claudia, it's $97 in one payment or 2 payments of $49. But it's just one of those things that, anyway. So I wanted to chat with you, like, drop here again if anyone is, like, able to talk to me right now, but, like, tell me something that you're actively overthinking. And this is going to be part of the call tomorrow. We are going to have, like, hot seat clarity coaching, but let's see if anybody wants to talk to me about it.
Okay, I gotta pause this and just say there are way too many unqualified people hopping on the internet though and giving advice that makes no logical sense.
And while we are waiting for that, I think this is also a lot of people, overthink joining DSGC. And this will be a really great sample, right? Like, you can see if it's worth it. You can see if
you are wanting to essentially brainwash people. This is my inference. Brainwash people to thinking that they need your DSGC. I don't give a shit what the acronym is. I'm going to mess it up. I don't care. You're wanting to essentially talk to them and say, oh my God, you've probably been overthinking about joining my community, and we're going to give you a taste, and we're going to ask you to pay more money to join my community. Everything is a sales pitch to this woman, and an unethical sales pitch at that. I am all for getting money and making money online. Love that. Good for you. But when we're doing it to try and pretend that people are overthinking about this and how they so badly need what you have, when the system literally fails people consistently, most people lose or make no money, you cannot change that, Colleen. So you are literally, in my opinion, this is false advertising, because there is truly nothing that you can do to make good money in these systems.
Overthinking, posting every day about my business is okay. Sure, if it's in different ways, right? We don't want to just be throwing up, like, the same infographic every day, right? We don't want to be, annoying, but there are so many different ways that we can talk about our business and our products, right? How many times to post today? I'm just going through and reading. On our feeds, honestly, we don't need to be posting every day on our feeds. In our stories, you can show up. I want you there every day, during the week at least, but it doesn't have to be multiple times. Like I was talking about an office hour yesterday with people in DSGC. Sometimes you can post one thing, and a lot of times it's about food. Like we were talking, do you eat the salmon skin? Like the skin on salmon? Ugh, no, I don't. I have an actual reaction to that. But you could have one question and people like you're having conversations about it all day. So don't feel like you need to post a lot in order for it to be, able to make a conversation. Okay, Jenny, I overthink sharing the business. I'm not where I want to be yet. Are any of us where we want to be?
Again, Colleen, people that are vocalizing that is an actual problem where they're not even making good money. And leaders like this woman will still say, well, even if you're not making money, even if you're not in the place you want to be, you should be sharing it anyways. No. Why would I, for example, why would I share about a product and try and get people to purchase it if I am not, if the product is shit? I'm not going to sell a candle, for example, that is not good, but I still want people to just buy it because I'm not, I don't have it down well. I'm all about progressing in a business, but you also have to have some self-awareness to where you should be, again, not promoting or pushing people to promote something that they are not good at yet. Again, do not sit here and say that you can be a lash tech, for example, when you really do not know what you're doing and you're still brand new and practicing. You shouldn't be charging for that. That's very misleading. You can build something for somebody. If you genuinely don't know what you're doing and you really don't know if you can actually provide what a customer needs, you should not be doing that. So this is false advertisement that you are encouraging people to do, is share about the business opportunity. You shouldn't be sharing about something that's quote unquote life-changing if it hasn't even changed your life for the better to begin with.
So the reality check for that is the people who are watching you and you're sharing the business, where they get in business has nothing to do with you. And you're giving yourself way too much credit if you think that it does. So people come in, and it really doesn't matter if you are where you want to be, because you're making it about you. You're the bridge, you're the liaison into the opportunity.
But at the same time, Colleen, if you want to call yourself a leader, you do have some sort of responsibility to the people that you recruit in. When you tell somebody, I can give you something, this is an amazing business opportunity and I'll show you how to do it, and they join trusting you, and then you don't lead and you don't help them out, and then they feel lost, and then all of a sudden, well, it's not my fault. That's their own problem. Yet these are also the same people, also I'd like to add, that will take responsibility for somebody else's success. Oh my God, my girls, I train my girls. Oh my God, I'm so proud of them. We brought her from nothing and turned her into something. They'll take responsibility for that, but they won't take responsibility for people not making money and doing well.
And they get to make it what they want. Because think about anybody who's really successful in this industry. It's not because of their upline. Yes, their upline helps. They may love their upline. They may have a great, relationship, but it's because they did it, right? So we're really we're giving ourselves a lot of credit when we feel like I'm not where I want to be yet, so I can't be confident. The people who are maybe where you want to be in your company, they're sharing the same damn thing that you could share.
Yes, but they are successful. Those people that are uplines, they're making money. They're top leaders. You are not there yet, and you don't even have much money to your name from this quote-unquote business opportunity. It's entirely different.
Same damn thing. Nobody's watching me oh, she's a unicorn double back diamond sprinkle. And she's not. They don't fucking know. They don't fucking know. So just show up and be confident about what you're doing. Yeah, Heather. And so many times I blame myself when someone isn't successful. And that's so easy to do. But if you're doing your part and they're coming in, you're telling them what they need to do, you're showing them the ropes, you can take a horse to water.
Okay, hold up. Let's follow Miss Colleen's analogy. If you, as a leader, have not had success, therefore do not know all the ropes to be successful, and again, this might just be my dumbass asking questions, wouldn't it make logical sense that you have some sort of responsibility? Because if you don't even know what you're doing, why are you telling someone else how to do it when you aren't even there yet? That's literally like me saying, hi, I'm gonna go paint something like Bob Ross. I don't know how to paint like Bob Ross yet, but I'm gonna teach an art class. I'm telling you how, just shade, aren't you doing? No. What are we doing? My God. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna stop this here because I think this is good enough for us on this phenomenal day. Moral of the story, though, don't listen to this woman. Like, literally, do not listen to someone who uses their father passing away as a pitch to join their membership, their overpriced MLM membership at that. Don't listen to someone who blames you for the overthinking of an MLM when the MLM literally creates that environment for you to where you can't even flourish. Anyways, that was it for today's video. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Stay glowing, my beautiful queens. Love you. Bye.